Have you ever thought how it would be good to play only one opening with black and quickly increase your rating? 3 years ago, I picked this opening for myself, and after that, I never stopped playing it. This opening is so much fun, very much tactical, aggressive, and offensive, and it's usually making my opponents off guard every time they're seeing it. So in today's video, I'm going to show you 2 games how I quickly crush the guys on my level. Let's start. The opening starts when white plays the first move e4, and you can obviously play this opening only against the first move e4. c5, we are going into the Sicilian, knight f3, knight e6, so white is accepting open Sicilian, takes, and now we are playing the move e5. That's mark our opening, and this opening is called Kalashnikov opening. I have complete course on this opening on my website. I'm going to put a link in the description. So if you like this line, you're going to take a look and maybe decide to include in your repertoire. So here after e5, the most popular move is knight to b5. And now many players are, not interested in having these holes in the game, but there is some interesting point behind having this gap and this backward pawn. So usually everyone develops the knight on c3, then we are kicking this knight out of the way, they move it back, and now b5 with idea of forking these 2 knights. So white is usually jumping on d5, and now we are putting the knight on e7. So after that, many players are just playing c4, striking the center, controlling the knight more, also challenging this pawn on b5. Seems like our king is not having a nice game here on the queen side. But at this point, we are using the other outpost that we got after they pushed c4, and that's actually the d4 square, which is very pleasant for our knight. Bishop d3, usually looking to make a development and going castles, and now we are accepting this trade. So on the lower levels, you can expect that many people will retake with c-pawn, and that actually looks very, easy to play as white, easy to play as black. Like black is usually trying to play f5, then go bishop e7, go castles, and just create some counterplay on the king side, while white is looking forward to some operations on the queen side. The game is balanced. Higher level goes into the e takes d5, and here actually the fun starts. Also, maybe some players on the lower level could play that. Here it's important to completely ignore the queen side. So doesn't matter what they do they take your pawns or not. It's reminding me on some sort of Banco Gambit, if you're aware of that. Then you're just completely ignoring the queen side, like they're capturing your pawns, you're ignoring that, you see? So you sacrifice practically 2 pawns, but now what you got is initiative and attack on the king side. That's actually where most of the fun of this opening happens. Now you're pushing e4. And this is really amazing move, because imagine even king being in the center, then after bishop captures this one, then rook e8 will almost win the bishop, right? So that's why white should castle quickly, but they're not aware that e4 is a really strong move. The best move here is bishop c4, and it's not easy move to make because it looks very odd. You're staying behind your pawn. Very artificial move. No one is playing that. Usually everyone is taking this guy. And now queen h4, another great move. So you're simply attacking this bishop and preparing slowly to put all of your forces on the king side and give a checkmate. Rook e1, defending this guy. That's usually a move that I can imagine everyone could play. Now bishop g4 attacks the queen, as you see. And now f3 is one of the moves that really comes automatically here, but people are completely forgetting about the move bishop e5. So we are ignoring the bishop on g4 and threatening some mating threats, as you see, mating patterns. The problem is now they cannot play f4 because queen is hanging. That's the key thing about this move bishop g4. So now my opponent here decided to take this bishop, and now as you see, Ivan Bar is just going crazy in favor of black. Now queen takes h2, king f1, and now we are including the other piece to the game. Many people will start here with f5, that's also possible, but since I analyzed this position much before that, I already have analysis that's inside the course that I'm going to put it down below. Rook e8 is the best move according to the engine, as you see, that's what I played in the game, and you're not rushing anywhere here. King is simply in checkmate zone, so you wanna at least try to not allow him walk away. Like when you move your knight, you always wanna have some discovery pins and threat skewers on the king. After bishop e3, f5 is really important, so you're opening up the f line. When they take, do not take with pawn. Taking with pawn is actually closing the f line, and you're not gonna be able to attack the king. You must take with knight. And after taking with knight, they take back. I take back with my rook check, and now after king e2, queen takes g2, the game is already collapsing for white. It's just a matter of time how you're gonna give the checkmate. After king d3, I took the pawn on b2, and I'm simply now regaining some material. Also, this pawn on d5 is hanging, and my opponent tried some queen b3. I took the rook, they took back, then I took here, he took back, and now after this sacrifice, king is checkmated in the center of the board. So this game ended up in 28 moves, but actually fun was very happening all the way from the beginning of the game, especially after they took the pawn on e4, and now after queen h4, like black is having huge initiative and advantage. If they play bishop c4, queen h4 is anyway coming. This is also covered in the course, bishop c4. Now the point is that we are not getting the tempo on this move, so when they play rook e1, we have to defend this pawn, because I think now if we go bishop to e5, they have just the move g3, and now we are not in time to proceed with knight f3. They will just sacrifice the queen since our queen is under the attack. If we go bishop g4 here, I think they have this move. Yeah, this move is really strong, and now simply if we take their queen, they will take our queen here, and like our initiative is gone. So that's why bishop c4 is a really strong move. That's the first game I wanted to show you. The other game I wanted to show you is in the same variation, but just a little bit different move order from my different account. So we are entering the same line, as you see, knight 1 c3. This is the most popular line. Like, I'm seeing this not just for myself, and my students that playing this opening on lower levels are also doing this kind of stuff. And knight e7 is really tricky move. Just to tell you, you can also play knight f6, but this is usually transposing in this opening, which is called Sveshnikov variation, which is completely different than Kalashnikov. The whole point of Kalashnikov variation is to not allow this spin with bishop here, and knight e7 is also not allowing this spin to be comfortable as when the knight is on f6, just because here you have more protection, and h6 is really unpleasant for white at this point. Bishop g5 is also one of the sidelines. c4 as the main move, then we again go knight e4, they take. I'm telling you, just ignore the queen side, then play g6, and then go bishop g7 after castles here. And if they are greedy for the pawns, which happens all the time, as you see, even to guys 26-40, then we are again doing this move e4. So this is another game where the fun happens. Now after queen h4, this guy played a little bit different. He bring the bishop back to d3. So he didn't play rook e1, which is a little bit better move. On bishop g4, we are targeting the queen. And now, of course, f3 is very logical move, but again, this falls apart because of the move bishop e5. And now the game ended up really quickly after g3. They made this really bad blunder, because after bishop takes g3, game is completely over. When they take it, we just take back with queen. The only move is king h1, and after bishop takes f3, rook takes f3, knight takes f3. Simply, they cannot cover both checkmates here, like when they go with queen to cover this guy here, then we're gonna give a checkmate on g1. They tried something like this, but we have just queen h3, and then checkmate is here. So this is actually just one part of the story. So we still need to cover something really important. That's how the game ended. But after the move bishop g4, the only move is actually queen to d2. And now, when you play the move bishop to e5, there is a little problem, because now after f4, we are not attacking the queen, as you see. So we cannot play now bishop e5. Now, very must-played move is knight to f3 check, and after takes, only now to play bishop e5. Because you cannot take here, there you don't have time for the checkmate. There is queen g5, and now queen is protecting everything. The king also offering the trade. If we trade the queens, that's it. Game is over. White is winning because we sacrifice so much material. That's why here, after bishop e5 move, they cannot play f4, just because then we have just bishop f3. And now the point is queen g5 is not playable because queen g4 is coming, and also this pawn is blocking the queen. So that's the whole point of this sacrifice. Now the only move is queen to h6, and very nice move that when I analyzed this line was bishop h5, and this is the only move for black. So you cannot give any check here, simply because queen is indirectly protecting the pawn, and bishop takes h2 doesn't work, because after king g2 you don't have follow-up. Still, you need to worry about the queen trade, and unfortunately now white is managing to trade the pieces. At this point, after queen to h6, we play bishop to h5. Now they're playing the move f4. And now you at least have perpetual check. After king h1, queen f3, king g1, you can come back. But the point is now, instead of going for perpetual check, is to fight more. To play bishop g7, and after queen to g5, to take this guy on d3. Usually everyone brings the queen back here to, offer some trades. Then you take on d5, and now simply you have bishop pair, plus this pawn will be fallen. King is open, light squares are weak. This side cannot be easily developed because there is huge pressure here. Like black is here already much better, and to be honest, surviving 24 moves, finding all of this, you're still worse as white, as you see. So this is maybe the best option for white after the move bishop g4, how he can handle the situation. To play queen d2, anything else is just run into the very big disaster. So this is something I wanted to show you in this video about this opening, which really helped me improve my rating. If you like this video and like this, you can include this in repertoire. You can check link in the description. I'm gonna put the course down below. The video segment of the course are not still up, but the PGN file is there, so you can take it and have it as your repertoire. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.